Hi, so it's Saturday, March 2nd, up here at Serene Lakes near Donner Pass, California. Just looking out the window, about 7 a.m. this morning. I had my deck all cleared off last night, and looks like we got about over 2 feet of fresh pow. So it's time to start digging out. So I had my stairwell all cleaned off last night. Looks like we're at about -8 degrees C, or I don't know, about 18 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. So yeah, this is all cleared off last night. So yeah, around 4:30 I had my driveway all cleared out. And now we're just swamped with snow. So normally after it snows, the first thing I do is come out my front door and I clean out my stairwell, but basically we're kind of in damage control mode today. And yeah, I work on clearing out my driveway below the deck because the snowblower can't get under there. So I'm just doing basically the bare minimum so that when my snowblower guy comes down my driveway, he can connect to this cleared out area. And then normally what I also do is I make a pathway up my driveway so I can get over to my vacation rental. But I'm not even going to attempt that today because I've got about 3 to 4 feet of snow in there, and it'll be much smarter to wait for my snowblower guy to come, hopefully. All right, so we're back here out on the deck. A little swig of my coffee. I don't know, it's around 8 a.m. And you can see this is all the snow that accumulated overnight after I cleaned it. That was how I spent my Friday night, shoveling snow off the deck. So we got at least 2 feet of heavy pow. There's my driveway. There's the snow stake, 16 feet high. And there's my neighbor's house. All right, well, we've changed our snow removal strategy for the deck this year. The plan is, well, we got all this snow on the deck. The best tool right now is going to be this scoop. And what I'm doing here is I made a little caterpillar trail here. And I've dug out the snow out my little gate. And dug that out so that we're going to transport it out over in this direction. Alright, I thought you might like to see what I'm doing out here. I made a nice pathway out my door to my deck. And what I'm doing is using the scoop to transport the snow out to my little snow delta that I'm building out here in the woods. So yeah, what you do, grab your snow scoop, and you want to push it in as hard as you can. Use your feet and prop it out, drag it out here, dragging it out to my delta, my snow delta. You can see it. I just push and out there. That's what you do. All right, well, here he comes. It's gonna be a challenge. A little slow going today. About 8:25 a.m. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. Heavy snow. He's having trouble getting it up high. It's the only way I can get out of my driveway. Thankfully, he's having trouble getting it up. Heavy snow. Blowing it out the side. It's the only place we can go. Trying to get that pile out of there. Alright, coming out the first pass. 3 to 4 feet. Now he's doing it over on the right side. Thank you. Heavy snow, man. A lot of work. We do about 80 houses in this neighborhood, at least. Would you look at that? I can actually get out my driveway now. Alright, so we're nearing completion of snow removal on the deck and the hot tub, and I just wanted to tell you what I'm doing last, and that is scraping the deck with my plow, human plow. And yeah, it sounds a little perfectionist, but if you don't do that, as you can see, when I tromp down all the snow, it gets very hard, and if you don't scratch that out, it turns to ice. And if you don't do that on a regular basis, you just have a big ice layer on your beautiful deck. Alright, it's about 9:30 a.m. Been working out about 2.5 hours at the snow gym, and I did about 4,000 reps of this thing out building my snow delta. Be careful, you could post hole quite easily. But anyways, the goal here is to try to keep this little gap open for the rest of this storm, because really this tool is what you need to remove these quantities of snow, plus you need your plow to scrape the deck and the shovel to clean out all the corners. Yeah, you need all 3 of these. And there's my little lantern with a nice little snow hat on top of it. Alright, so the next order of business is we need to go up to my vacation rental A-frame over here. And I'm supposed to have guests arriving today. I try to keep the driveway open so that, you know, for any reason I need to get out, emergency, keep it clear. But yeah, the next project is just, you know, getting into the A-frame. I try to keep that clear too. All right, we're making a little progress here at the A-frame. What I'm doing is first digging, and then when I'm plowing, I want to make this about 1 plow width wide, so once I get this dug out, then I can just push the snow back using the plow, you know, as it snows more and more during the day. You can see, yeah, even if you dig an alleyway out like this, like the night before, when you have these windy storms 100 miles an hour, the snow just likes to fill your alleyway right in. Yeah, we're looking out here on Cascade Road. You can see it is passable. It's kind of like 1-lane traffic right now. Not too many people driving, just a few snowblowers. Looking out my back window, I can see, well, my neighbor's hunkered down too. See the smoke coming out of the chimney. All right, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Looking out at the deck again, got about another 6 inches of snow, and we're gonna try to just push it off with the pusher now. Yeah, so this is actually working great. I can even do it with one hand. It's very nice, light snow. All right, well that worked really well. It only took me about 15 minutes. Get my deck all spiffed up again. And I'm making an effort to make this nice little shelf out here, kind of a plateau, so that, you know, I'm anticipating more snowfall. And I'm just going to need to keep pushing it out here and building out my little snow delta. And there's my neighbor's house. All right, before lunch, I got this little alleyway dug out in anticipation of guests arriving today. They expressed an interest in doing so, so we need to have access to the front door. All right, so we successfully made it to the front door, and just kind of admiring my work and looking at all these little funny snow formations as a result of the 100-mile-an-hour winds we had last night. The snow likes to stick all over the place, including the windows. The next project is the one I'm kind of dreading, which is the back deck. Yep. There's at least 3 feet out there that we somehow got to put out there. All right, so having established a little platform to stand on, we're going to shut the door and resume our snow removal activities. Good news is we got this light powder on top, which is pretty easy to just throw, kind of like that, but better if I use 2 hands. All right, time for some live action. And we're trying to launch it as far as possible to ensure that we can get the snow out tomorrow. All right, so I'm done digging out my kind of snow foxhole here. And good news is the snow's getting lighter, so it'd be a lot easier to dig out tomorrow, which I'll surely be doing. Yeah, kind of like a World War I foxhole here. Thankfully, we're not having to dig in the mud. All right, so it's around 4:30 p.m. Good news is the powder's getting a lot lighter, a lot easier to move, but we could anticipate some deep powder coming in overnight. So I just continue my shoveling, my plowing. You never know if I'm going to have to make a dash out this driveway. Yeah, with this being such a windy storm, we're having to contend with the snow being blown and making all these formations, this big snowfall in my entryway. And then, as I showed you before, my my stairwell is just kind of chaos here with all these little cornices and funny things made out of snow sticking onto my snow wall. And I'm just going for the minimum, just being able to get up and down my stairwell. All right, it's after 5 o'clock and it's starting to blizzard again. So it's time to do another snowplow job on the deck. Yeah, lots of work all day long. All right, nice light snow. Throw it out here. Pretty easy to work with. Get it out of here. Yeah. All right, so we're done with our 5 o'clock snowplow exercise. And I'm just, building my little snow delta out as far as I need to go. And I think I'll just leave the insulation on top of the hot tub. If I dig all that out on the sides, it's going to fill right back up again overnight. And that's nice, light, fluffy snow insulation. Why not leave it on? And here's the view. So yeah, this ended up being kind of a day of digging out the snow during the blizzard of 24. So yeah, you want to make sure you got some decent snow digging tools. And yeah, it's going to maybe take you all day. But if you don't like to do the work, well, maybe you shouldn't buy a cabin up here.